Got shorts coming, so don't be late.
Local trains and shunting freight, floods and crashes and big trains.
Flying high just like jet planes, so let's get to work without a fuss. Just like racing with Birdie the bus.
Hold on tight and join the ride.
Just in case you die.
Hold on tight and join the ride.
Just in case you die.
The White Weirdo. Kile is the newest engine on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. Well, in my universe, anyways. When he arrived on Sodor, he became the very first Christmas present, who is actually the newest engine. You could say he was delivered in style, if you know what I mean. This young sprinter sometimes spends his time away from the dockyard, whenever there was a job he needed to do. However, some of the engines found him a bit annoying over time. The only engine who actually did pay attention to him would have to be his close friend, the first tank engine from Britain ever rebuilt in America, the Western Talking Puffer. And actually, it wasn't long before some of the engines got to know him a little bit more too, and soon became close friends with him as well. However, there was something we didn't know about Kile before. Something that this episode is all about. But we'll find out. Right now, maybe. It was the 16th of October. It was also dawn. Kile was waiting for Arthur to leave so he could change the points and finally head for the sheds for the night. As the young saddle tank waited, Sir Topham had arrived. However, Kile didn't realize yet. It was until Arthur left where he saw Sir Topham Hatt, still a bit puzzled, and talking to himself. The young saddle tank was concerned. "Excuse me, sir," he said. Sir Topham Hatt looked.
Yes, Kile. Is everything alright?
Why are you talking like that? And I feel like you're upset about something. What's the matter?
Oh, I'm not mad at anyone. It's just, I've been mad at what's been happening at the stuff with Pikesville right now. And I've been wondering, what if one of my engines were to have a job at Pikesville? Not saying, like, I could hire anyone at any time like you, for example. It's just that someone should size up the situation that's been going on for a while now.
Hearing this made Kile really confused. Well, maybe not that confused, but more like, where do babies come from confused. Pikesville? He asked.
Yes, it's a little tourist and shunting attraction railway.
Well, I've heard one of my brothers actually talk about it, and he's been there before, but I never got to see the entire railway close up. Sir Topham Hatt then pondered. Suddenly, an idea flew into his top hat.
Since your brother knows a little bit about Pikesville, maybe you can tell him how to behave and be a really useful engine. And since you're interested to learn more about Pikesville, maybe I can take you there.
Kile was excited. Really?
Yes, you can teach your brother how to be a really useful engine and keep Pikesville running smoothly.
This made Kile smile even more. Thanks, sir. I'd love to.
Excellent. The deal has been made with TB17 because he lives at Pikesville and somehow owns it. But I won't go too much into detail, so you will be in charge of keeping things running as well as teaching your brother.
Kile was really excited. Yes, sir, he said. And before the workmen could yell at Kile to leave for one last time, the young saddle tank set off back to the sheds in excitement for the next day. That night, Kile just couldn't stop talking about what his new job was. He just kept going on and on and on. Non-stop. I mean, I can't believe it. I was selected to help the Pikesville engines out with a few jobs today. I mean, tomorrow. I mean, you get the, you know, I'm just so excited to do it. I mean, you should have seen the look on my face. I can't believe I'm going to work with a popular trio as well as one of the engines that actually worked here. I am so happy. I think I could just...
Okay, we get the point! You and the Pikesville engines will be working together for a little while until their time here is up and they can go back to their part of the line. We've heard this like 3 times already.
It's starting to get annoying.
Kyle was confused. But what about my job? Shouldn't I just get you guys hopping around or something like that? I mean, it actually did work when I worked on my old railway. Everyone was just cheered for me that time.
I mean, this is just somewhat the equivalent of Nia. Not saying like diverse characters aren't bad or anything. We had Victor and Hero, but it's like repeating the same thing, saying she's from Kenya and all. It's almost like the same thing going on here. It's really nothing new that you have to tell us.
We understand, Kyle. It's just, why couldn't you have told us earlier? It's 12 in the morning.
And some of us are trying to get some sleep.
No need for you to mention everything at once.
The sudden thought then made Kyle pause. Oh. So you guys don't want to hear about my adventures? Or what's going to happen tomorrow?
It's not that. It's just don't mention everything too much. And also, the engines that are at Pikesville are kind of older than you, per se. So you may have to listen to their orders, and after all, you're still a young engine, so you really need to learn these things for your own safety, and learning how to keep a railway running.
William's right. How are you going to know if they'll trust you or not? They're older than you, and you're still young.
Not to mention your brothers was cold-hearted engine.
And besides, they're more responsible than you. I should know, because my brother's a Pikesville engine, and he's responsible. But not when some of our creators' favorite shows took a dark path. Screw those channels for taking away some of our favorite shows. Screw you, Cartoon Network! Screw you, Disney!
Was that intentional? I mean, no need to make the creators feel bad for themselves. I mean, seriously. The creators of those shows really worked hard. And no need to yell like that.
Samuel's right. After all, the creators care about their cartoons. It's most likely the networks themselves need to try harder.
Sorry. Got a little bit in the moment.
So, back to what we were discussing, not every engine is as rude or hard or not easy to please. There are some that can make a difference, like Bear.
This made Kyle smile. See, Jeremy agrees with me.
Only just. You wouldn't want to find yourself in an accident on your own.
Besides, how are you gonna know if they'll trust you or not? They're older than you and learned more as well.
Who knows? Some of them might boss you around.
Yeah, Sam's right.
You guys are just pushing me down. I'm not gonna take it as an answer. I'll help them until I can trust them. Who knows? They might make me part of their team. All the engines stared coldly at Kyle. None said a word. And before he knew it, all the engines burst into laughter. All except Jeremy.
Make you part of them.
Look, you're a part of us, and thinking you would be a part of them. It's just as silly as thinking Magic Railroad is canon to the actual Thomas the Tank Engine franchise. Like, seriously.
Hey, it isn't funny. LT, why?
Sorry, Kyle, but they're right, you know.
Kyle, a white weirdo like you would not join that kind of team.
Yeah, what would a white weirdo like you do about that?
Hey, that's not a bad nickname. Hey everyone, check out the white weirdo right here. He thinks he's responsible.
As the other engines continued laughing, Kyle was upset. I'll show them all, he thought, as he closed his eyes and went to sleep. In the morning, Kyle was getting warmed up to go see the Pikesville engines. He was really excited. At last, the fireman lit up his fire, and he had enough steam to go. I'll show you all I'm not the white weirdo, he said. The driver pulled the lever, and Kyle set off. All the other engines saw him leave. And off went Kyle on his adventure with the Pikesville engines. At last, Kyle arrived where the Pikesville engines were. Random docks. And there they were. One of them was being talked to the dockyard manager. You might know him as Terry, one of my OCs from my series, who was later passed down to that of the Shakespeareators. Moving on. Kyle, of course, recognized one of the engines, that being Shay, the green engine. But the other two looked different. They were tank engines. One of them was an E2, the other one was a Terrier. One thing that did differ from him and Shay, though, was that he had a conversion of a 14XX instead of a regular E2 conversion of wheels. That's funny. I've never seen an engine like him before, he thought. Before he could say anything else, the dockyard manager turned around just to see Kyle. Oh, Kyle, I forgot you were going to come here. Sorry about that. One of the engines just bashed one of my favorite trophies.
Have you ever heard of an accident?
Shut up. Anyhow, I think you're familiar with Terry, aren't you? Yes, sir, said Kyle. But who are the other ones? I mean, I recognize Shay. Ah, yes. The others. Terry? I think you're familiar with Kyle, right? Well, Kyle, I'd like you to meet the Pikesville engines. You already know Shay and Terry. But I'd like you to meet Olivia and Liam, two other members of the Pikesville engines. Kyle was impressed. You guys must be big, he said.
Well, not everything was according to plan, but I still appreciate the compliments. But we still need you for the big job that has to done here, since it's more than the four of us.
And a job like this really needs all of us if we really want to get this done. And no matter what anyone says, I can guarantee you that the Pikesville engines are the hardest of workers. And they'll show you everything. And the best part is that they'll even give you some company when your wheels feel tired.
Yes. Anyways, your jobs for today are sort of complicated. Lucky you got the Pikesville engines to help you. Anyways, Olivia, Liam, they'll be helping out with the trucks for a little while. Shay, Terry, and Kyle?
Yes?
Same goes for you, except you'll be organizing them in Netford yards. All of you got that clear?
Yes, sir.
They all said. Good. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get to work right away. Archibald! Get my first aid kit! We've got a trophy to fix! Couldn't we get some glue? Don't damage the gold! So, should we get to work or something?
You know what Pikesville engines very well, and that's the way we like to roll.
The rest of the jobs aren't too hard, but we all have to do them regardless. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. I think I better just stick to shunting the freight cars into the sidings. I mean, some of the engines back in the sheds that I wasn't responsible or anything. I'll show them I am responsible. Instead of causing anything stupid. I mean, seriously. Who says I'm not responsible? I am responsible. I mean, why not? I don't even care if anybody wants to laugh at me and call me irresponsible.
It's because you're not.
No one loves you, Elliot! Now go set off a bridge! I'll head off for Netford. See you later. Soon, Liam and Shay followed afterwards. For the rest of the day, all the engines worked really hard, delivering goods and passengers and shunting trucks in the yards. The harder the engines worked, the more progression they got. All the other engines were really impressed with their jobs. Even Terry didn't mind taking a few coaches like he used to. Coming back home would mean a start of a new life for him, especially if it was a visit or not. However, surprisingly, Kyle was the only one not working. All he would do was just talk to his friends about what he was doing. And they would listen. I can't believe I'm working with the Pikesville engines. It is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Genty was impressed. Awesome! And I've been working on this railway for like 16 years. I'm proud of you. Only a cool engine would do that, and they're the only coolest engine I've ever seen in my life. You think they might be part of their team? I hope so. Maybe. I mean, they're popular. And how many years have you been popular for? 2? Actually, none, since I just came to the railway this Christmas. Well, last Christmas. Maybe this will be my opportunity. Maybe. Oh, okay. Let me know then. I'll keep you updated if that's the case. Thanks, Genty. Anything for a friend. As Kyle left, he was still thinking about his secret. Was he going to tell the other engines? Or was he going to keep it to itself? That wouldn't come until later. When the group finally came back, they were all talking about something. Probably about something else. Kyle was the last to enter. He was still worried about what he would tell the other engines. Should I tell them or not? He thought, should I tell them or not? Maybe I should, he thought. Alright then, I will. But just before he was about to talk, he was beginning to overhear something. About a conversation about an engine. Someone familiar to Kyle.
Ugh, I had my eyes burning off after what he showed me.
That just shows how insufferable he is. I swear I was close to ripping my hair out.
I wish I would have kicked his maroon bunker out of Pikesville. He's just that bad.
What are you guys talking about a maroon engine for? All the engines stared. Because if you guys want to know about a maroon engine, I'll tell you about one. His name's Crimson. He's actually kind of a rude engine sometimes. And he's my brother. All the engines then silenced, like they've seen him before.
So you know who Crimson is?
He's maroon. He's got a bit of a temper sometimes. He's kind of rude. Once he even sent me a text about something called, I don't know, a rude engine prevention or something.
Oh yeah, I remember. A big red idiot dragged me into that boar fest.
Yeah, he's my brother. And what was once silence turned into an angry chorus of angry whistles, all at Kile. Kile was shocked. What? He yelled.
And he's the one who was harassing me and Shay afterwards.
But, didn't you guys know? He is my brother. What did you do?
If you brought him to Pikesville, then you should be the one ashamed of yourself!
Kile was shocked. Really? But it wasn't my fault, I swear. Not all of us are like this. I mean, what about Percy? What about Bucky? What about Bradley? They're all nicer, and they're all my class, as well as Crimson's. Just because me and Crimson are just brothers, doesn't mean that we're the same brother.
And the fact that he is your brother? I wish you were scrapped by now!
Kile was nearly in tears when he heard this. I'm sorry if I told you guys. I shouldn't have told you. So you're not gonna make me part of your clan? Yes, sweetie.
A part of us? Never in a moment that will make us change our minds.
And with that, all the Pikesville engines, not even one, left. They were all upset at Kyle. They couldn't believe it. An engine just as sweet as Kyle, brothers, with a cruel-hearted engine like Crimson. None of them stopped to talk to him. None checked if he was okay. None did anything. A little while later, Huffer arrived. He had heard the whole thing. Kyle, are you okay? I heard the entire thing. You're not upset, are you? No, Huffer. I can't believe it. I thought they loved me. Kyle, it ain't your fault. It's your brother. It's gonna be okay. Easy for you to say. Your brother wasn't cruel. None of your brothers were. I wish I never told them. Kyle, I'm so sorry for what happened to you. Don't worry. Things gonna be okay. I promise. I hope. But soon, everything would be okay. How do I know? Well, I mustn't say any more, or it'll spoil part 2.